What is up, awesome people? This is Shady Wags with Got Your Back Gaming, and I'm going to be sharing with you some beginner tips that turned my game around in Titanfall 2, and it helped me to go from dead last to being consistently in the top 3. The biggest obstacle I faced with Titanfall 2 was adjusting to the speed of the game. I was coming over from playing Battlefield 1, and there's just no comparison speed. It's like night and day. And the other problem I had was with the matchmaking, because here I am a beginner, and I'm playing against much higher level players. These players have obviously already spent many hours in the game, which have allowed them to unlock greater weapons and abilities. After the first hour, I was extremely frustrated, to say the least. I mean, dying over and over and not getting any kills is just not fun for anyone, and I was very close to giving up on the game. Luckily, Titanfall 2 does have the amped hardpoint game mode, which is an objective-based game and the equivalent of conquest or domination. The premise of amped hardpoint is there are 3 points on the map, A, B, and C, and by capturing those points, by standing near them for 30 seconds, you capture them for your team, you receive points, and after capturing them, you can then continue staying near that objective to amp them and receive double points. And just like any other capture objective game, you also get points for defending the objectives. So you don't necessarily have to be getting kills to level in this manner. By playing this game type, I may not have been getting many kills in the beginning, but I was scoring points, gaining merits, and leveling. My best advice is to stick with the same weapon, because as you get kills with that weapon, you're going to gain experience towards it, and then you're going to unlock attachments also. And one thing that's very cool about the weapon leveling in Titanfall 2 is if you level a weapon to level 20, you get a kill counter attachment for the gun that keeps track and displays each kill. I thought that was pretty sweet. I've never seen this in any other game. I used the R201 Carbine Assault Rifle, which is a short to medium range weapon. It is very accurate, and the stats are pretty balanced across the board with nothing going under 50, which makes it viable in all combat encounters. And by sticking with this gun, I unlocked the hollow scope within the first hour. That alone made a huge improvement in my game. Once I attached that hollow scope, I started seeing an increase in my kill count. And not long after unlocking that hollow, I unlocked the HCOG Ranger, which is the enhanced zoom scope, and that made even a bigger difference. For the secondary weapon, I chose the MGL mag launcher over the charge rifle. The charge rifle does do more damage, but it has a slow fire rate because you do have to charge the rifle before firing. With the MGL grenade launcher, you can remain mobile, and I feel that's really important to a beginning player. You don't want to be standing around. For tactical, at the beginning of the game, you have the choice between pulse blade, grapple, and stem. I really thought I needed to go with grapple. I felt like I needed that to reach the higher positions on the map, but that is not needed. Almost any place that you can reach with grapple, you can reach by double jumping and climbing. And you'll see a lot of people grappling the Titans to climb up on top of them. You don't need that either. By positioning yourself behind the Titan, you can climb on top of it. You can also jump down on top of them. Although I wouldn't recommend going after the Titans when you're first starting. This is another mistake I made. It was something new to me in the game, and I thought it was pretty cool to be trying to attack these Titans on foot. As a beginning player, if you're wanting to go after experience to unlock more weapons, to get more merits, just don't go after the Titans, avoid them, because more often than not, what this led to was me just getting killed. What I ultimately decided to go with was Pulse Blade, and by throwing that into a wall as you're approaching a hard point, it's going to emit sonar and reveal locations of enemy players for a short period of time. And that's really useful for a new player as you're going into hard points. You don't always know all the little corners or secret spots that other players are going to hide in, and that's going to show you their locations. Now, once I unlock Cloak, this is when things began getting real interesting for me, because now I was able to move more freely through those maps, and just like any FPS, knowing those maps is about 90% of your success. By activating Cloak, you become nearly invisible to other pilots. They can still see you if you're up close, and it has increased effectiveness against Titans. Firing a weapon or throwing a grenade does break the cloak though. I tried all the different grenades and I finally just decided to stick with frag. The other ones do have situational use, but if you want to go with something that's going to be useful in all situations, just go with the frag grenade. For kit 1, I use power cell, and that's going to reduce the cloak refresh time. And for kit 2, kill report, which displays the locations of recently killed enemies on your mini-map. This is your Titan meter, and as you perform actions such as capturing or amping hard points, or killing enemy players, it will begin to fill, and when it gets to 100%, you could call in your Titan. Your boost is also tied to this meter. For example, you're going to start with amped weapons, and enabled to activate that, your meter must be at 80%. Once activated, the amped weapons boost will supercharge both your primary and secondary weapons for a short period of time. The problem I had with amped weapons is once I got to that 80% energy level and I activated it, I normally end up just getting killed and not even getting to use it. So amped weapons was really no factor in helping me at all. I definitely recommend once you unlock ticks is to equip this. It only takes 65% energy to activate them, and you get 2 of those. You throw them down and they'll patrol the area and actively seek out enemy players, run after them, and detonate. If an area was contested, instead of searching for the other player, I'd just throw these out and let the ticks do the work. And even if I did get killed a lot of times, the ticks would avenge my death. I have to say, so far, ticks is probably my favorite boost. I normally end up being able to activate them at least 2 times and sometimes 3 times a game. And even if the ticks get the kill, that still adds energy to both bars. So I'm getting closer to getting my Titan and my boost again. Now, another big part of the game is the Titans. And this was a new twist on an FPS shooter for me because I didn't play the original Titanfall. And it's almost like a game within a game. I think the biggest mistake for me is I didn't know how to use the Titan. I was just jumping in it, I was hitting buttons without really knowing what each ability did. One thing I would recommend is when you go to the Titan customization screen is to go ahead and watch all those Titan briefings. That's going to give you a pretty good overview of what each Titan is capable of. For beginner reasons, I did decide to stick with the Ion Titan. I felt like it was more flexible in terms of how it matched up with the other Titans. When that bar is full, your Titan is ready, and you have 2 choices. You can either call it down and wait for it to fall and then embark, or you can wait till you die and then respawn in the Titan. Quite a few times I made the mistake of calling the Titan down and then getting killed running to it. And then I had to run all the way across the map to get back to my Titan, and sometimes by that time, another Titan had already destroyed it. So if you want to be absolutely safe, wait till you die and respawn in the Titan. Otherwise, if you feel like you're in a safe situation, go ahead and call it down. You never know though, something like this may happen also.
Stand by for Titanfall.
I'm going to go through the Ion Titan's abilities because there were a couple things I was confused with. The first thing being exactly what is the assault ship. When you call the Titan, you can either embark on that Titan and control it manually, but you don't have to. Anytime you can get out of the Titan and hit the down directional pad to switch it between follow and guard mode. What the assault ship does, it makes the Titan fight more effectively in auto mode and gives him the full use of all abilities, such as tripwire, laser shot, and laser core. If you don't have that chip equipped, he's just going to fire the splitter rifle. Your choice early on is going to be between the assault ship or stealth auto eject. If you feel like you're going to be getting out of the Titan a lot, then I would definitely go with the assault ship. If you're that kind of ride till you die person, then go with the stealth auto eject. Now, why would you want to leave the Titan to begin with? There's going to be times where a point is captured and your Titan cannot get into that area. It's too big, and you need to capture it for your team, so you're going to have to disembark from the Titan, put him on guard mode, and then go into that area on foot and capture it. Another reason would be is if another enemy player jumps on top of your Titan, they can pull out your core, and that damages your Titan. It also leaves the core empty, so then they can jump back on again and drop a grenade into the empty core slot. If you have electric smoke available, you can activate that, and it should kill the player. Or you can always disembark and try to shoot that other player. It does take a second to disembark, so by that time, they most likely have already pulled the core out, but if you kill them, they will drop it. You can then pick that core back up, jump back in your Titan, and then it's going to restore the energy back. If you see cores lying on the ground, they're going to be marked by green batteries on the mini-map. You can always jump out of your Titan, pick those up, and then get back in your Titan also. Even if you don't have that assault ship installed, don't be real concerned about leaving your Titan on auto mode. There were plenty of times I left mine, and even without that assault ship, he did probably a much better job fighting and defending himself than I would at the time. For the splitter rifle, if you just fire normal, that is the primary mode. To use the alternate mode, you need to aim in with the left trigger, and that will fire a stronger split shot, but that does take more energy. Your energy bar is right here, and all of the Ion Titan's abilities do draw from that shared energy pool. And the last thing I was confused on was the Vortex shield. It states that the shield blocks and returns incoming fire, so I thought I just had to hold this thing up, block the fire, and it would automatically return the damage. Well, that's not the way it works. As you hold the shield up, it's going to stop a portion of the energy and collect it in front of you as long as you're holding that shield up. And what you need to do is line up your target and then let the shield button go, and it will fire that stored energy back on the target. As you finish matches, you're going to earn merits for your performances and credits. And when you get to 100 credits, you're going to have a choice, because you can then purchase a locked weapon, or you can wait till you get 125 credits and then unlock another boost. The two choices for me was between the V47 Flatline Assault Rifle or the Map Hack boost. That is probably one of the strongest boosts available in terms of affecting a match, as it does reveal the locations of all enemy players on the map for your entire team. What I ultimately decided to do was to purchase the level 49 assault rifle. I felt like it was going to take me a considerable amount of time to level that far, and that rifle would be something that I would be using constantly. And I'm not regretting that choice at all. That rifle's definitely helping me level up much faster, and that's going to help me get to level 23, so I will unlock the map hack boost just by leveling. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, I really would appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have a good one.